Shivani Mataji, when you're ready, can start Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Cheva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiret. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भगवते सेवया भगवते उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भक्ति नष्टकी. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 25, verse 25 to 36. Text 25. Puranjana, the hero, became attracted by the eyebrows and smiling face of the very beautiful girl and was immediately pierced by the arrows of her lusty desires. When she smiled shyly, she looked very beautiful to Puranjana, who, although a hero, could not refrain from addressing her. Text 26. My dear lotus-eyed, kindly explain to me where are you coming from, where you are, and whose daughter you are. You appear very chaste. What is the purpose of your home, of your coming here? What are you trying to do? Please explain all these things to me. Text 27. My dear lotus-eyed, who are those 11 strong bodyguard with you? And who are those 10 specific servants? Who are those women following the 10 servants? And who is the snake that is preceding you? Text 28. My dear beautiful girl, you are exactly like the goddess of fortune or the wife of Lord Shiva or goddess of learning, the wife of Lord Brahma. Although you must be one of them, I see that you are loitering in this forest. Indeed, you are as silent as the great sages. Is it that you are searching after your own husband? Whoever your husband may be, simply by understanding that you are so faithful to him, he will come to possess all opulences. I think you must be the goddess of fortune, but I do not see the lotus flower in your hand. Therefore, I am asking you where you have thrown that lotus. Text 29. O greatly fortunate one, it appears that you are none of the women I have mentioned, because I see that your feet are touching the ground. But if you are some woman of this planet, you can, like the goddess of fortune, who accompanied by Lord Vishnu, increases the beauty of Vaikuntha planets, also increase the beauty of this city by associating with me. You should understand that I am a great hero and a very powerful king in this planet. Text 30. Certainly, your glancing upon me today has very much agitated my mind. Your smile, which is fully of shyness but at the same time lusty, is agitating the most powerful Cupid within me. Therefore, O most beautiful, I ask you to be merciful upon me. Text 31. My dear girl, your face is so beautiful with your nice eyebrows and eyes and with your bluish hair scattered about. In addition, very sweet sounds are coming from your mouth. Nonetheless, you are so covered with shyness that you do not see me face to face. I therefore request you, my dear girl, to smile and kindly raise your head to see me. Text 32. Narada continued, my dear king, when Puranjana becomes so attracted and impatient to touch the girl and enjoy her, the girl also become attracted by his word, accepted his request by smiling. By this time, she was certainly attracted by the king. Text 33. The girl said, O best of human beings, I do not know who has begotten me. I cannot speak to you perfectly about this, nor do I know the name of or the origin of the associates with me. Text 34. O great hero, we only know that we are existing in this place. We do not know what will come after. Indeed, we are so foolish that we do not care to understand who has created this world place for our residence. Text 35. O dear gentlemen, all these men and women with me are known as my friends, and the snake, who always remain awake, protects this city even during my sleeping hours. So much I know. I do not know anything beyond this. Text 36. O killer of the enemy, you have somehow or other come here. This is certainly great fortune for me. I wish all auspicious things to you. You have a great desire to satisfy your senses, and all my friends and I shall try our best in all respects to fulfill your desires. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Harinam Kirtan Prabhu, whenever you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji.
Can you hear me, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I can hear you, Prabhuji, yes.
Let us offer the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So, we are reading a very, very interesting section of Srimad Bhagavatam. We have read the pastimes of Shiva, Dhruv Maharaj, and King Vena, Dhruv Maharaj, and now his descendant King Puranjana. And so not sorry, Prachini Barishad. And there is a conversation. Narad Muni was very compassionate on King Prachini Barishad because he was involved in so many fruitive activities and sacrifices and trying to enjoy the result of those. And he was getting pleasure into it. And then to show the mercy on King Prachini Barishad, Narad Muni is narrating this particular story of King Puranjan. So, yesterday Krishna Venu Prabhu has begun this particular pastimes. So, I'm going to continue on this. So, the background, as we have heard yesterday from Prabhuji also, that a king named Puranjana, he was wandering the forest and he come across a beautiful woman. And in the text 25 onwards, he became attracted by the girl through his eyebrows, smiling face of the beautiful girl, and his heart is pierced to the lusty desire to enjoy the woman. This is called a bhoga vritti. So there are two types of vritti: bhoga vritti and seva vritti. And this is the nature of a conditioned soul in this world. A conditioned soul, whenever see something attractive in this world, something lucrative, attractive, beautiful, powerful, the person having a bhog vritti wants to enjoy. How can I enjoy this particular thing and be happy? Whereas a seva vritti is that when we see something attractive, something beautiful, something powerful in this world, we think that how this can be used in the service of the God, service of Lord, service of his devotee. So this is the framework of bhoga vritti and seva vritti. Now, my dear devotees, it is not so easy to have the seva vritti in our life. So for having that seva vritti, we need to study Srimad Bhagavatam and imbibe the mood and follow the footsteps of great devotees and acharyas to imbibe that seva vritti. So he was his heart is flooded with lusty desires, King Puranjana. And different limbs of the girl, the woman, was attractive, certainly. And they were beautiful. And in this particular text, Puranjana is being addressed as a great hero, and who could not restrain himself, by being attractive. So Srila Prabhupada writes a very nice thing in the purport of text 25. Srila Prabhupada writes that every living entity is a hero in two ways. So when he is a hero, he is victim by the illusory energy. And that particular hero, he works as a great hero in this material world, being a great leader, politician, businessman, industrialist, etc., etc. And thinking that his heroic activity is contributing to advancement of material civilization. So all very bold statement if we analyze and think very deeply, trying to have so-called material advancement and trying to have all kind of manipulation or permutation and combination, and having all these upadhis, being an engineer, doctor, businessman, or CEO, or IT manager, or scientist, or blah 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 blah. So getting all these upadhis and trying to make so-called advancement in material world, forgetting the real goal of life, and thinking that I'm being a hero. So Srila Prabhupada also tells that being a great hero in this material world, they immediately get conquered by the lumps of flesh and blood of the woman. So ultimately, it's just material thing, just a skin which looks attractive, but under the skin, or the 1 millimeter skin, it's all mucus, blood, urine, all the nasty things are present in that. But the Maya is so powerful, the packaging is so powerful, it becomes attractive to the conditioned soul. So Srila Prabhupada quotes many different examples of the recent history, that how so many people got captured by this thing. And there used to be beautiful girls or wish kanyas, which kings used to employ to kill the party of another. Srila Prabhupada quotes a very important verse in this here. Krishna bahir mukhahana bhoga vancha kari nikatastha maya tara jhapatiya dhari. That when living entity wants to enjoy this material world, bhoga vancha kari, is immediately victimized by the material energy or the Maya. Jhapati Adhari, immediately gets captured by the Maya Devi, who is always giving so many nice proposals to attract or to have our attachment be attracted to so many things of this world, and we lose our real attraction to the Supreme Lord. So Srila Prabhupada writes that a living entity is not forced to come to this material world. We make our own choices. So the choices we have made, that's bring us here. Srila Prabhupada writes, and the most important things in this text is the person or the living entity who become a servant of his senses. So all the senses. And if he becomes a servant of those following the whims and demands of this service, senses are called Godas. And the person who can control these urges, temptations, or these fluctuations is called Goswami, who has mastered the art of controlling these senses, or mastering this so-called desires in the senses. There are very nice thing mentioned from the Shankaracharya. She sings a beautiful song, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam Mood. And he writes, what are the different attractive things in this material world and how they are diverting our attention, and being engaged in this material world. So he's writing that Avayasigate kaha kamavi kara, that what good is that lust when youth has fled? So basically this lust propensity is there, is present, but when your youth has gone, how can you enjoy this particular tendency? Your body is not letting you enjoy, but heart is burning with that. Such kind of conditions it comes under. And then in another verse he says, Kamam, Krodham, Lobham, Moham. Kama, Krodh, lust, anger, greed, lag. Lord Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita also. They are the real enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha. So Shankaracharya says, give up lust, give up anger, give up this greed, and think about the real nature. So those people are fools. They are blinded by this illusory energy. They cannot see, the real thing. He again says, Sukhate kriyate Rama bhoga Pashandhi chanta sharira roga. The person who yields to lust for pleasure leaves his body a prey to disease. So we are inviting disease to our body if we are getting prey to this enemy called lust. And in another verse he says, Nari sthanbhara nabhi desham drishtava maga moha vesham. That he's telling that do not get drowned in this illusion by going wild with the passion and the lust, by seeing the limbs of the woman. These are nothing but just a flesh. Just a flesh, these are just flesh. Do not fail to remember this again and again in your mind. This line is very, very important. Do not fail to remember this again and again in your mind. So this is the situation of all the practicing devotees, that certainly lust is there. We all know in our heart this enemy is present, and we are trying our best, to control this particular enemy. But what we have to remember again and again, our intelligence has to be sharpened more and more and more. We need to remember this again and again, this instructions of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. This body is made up of a flesh. What kind of fool I am, still getting attached to this particular enemy. And we need to take shelter of Lord Krishna. Then this particular intelligence, which is contaminated by these anartha, will get purified. So there is a nice pastime of Bilbamangal Thakur as well, if you remember nicely. He was also attracted to a prostitute and did so much, in the rainy day, crossed the river, diving into it, took a snake, thinking to beat a rope, climbed the whole building, and so much charmed by the woman. And then woman tells it, what you are attracted to? What you are attracted to, this body, this flesh, the so-called body, this will die anytime. And may you have attraction to the Supreme Lord. If this much attraction you have for the Supreme Lord, you will achieve a kuntha. You can please the Lord. And then immediately his eyes open. The same intensity, the same attraction, if we achieve for our Supreme Lord, for serving devotees, how much blissful we will be. So by seeing that Bilbanga Thakur, he is awakened. And he leaves, he goes back to the holy places. And then in between he sees a woman. And again a thought came. Because the tendency of mind is to propose, to give proposal one after another. That is the tendency of the mind. sankalpa and vikalpa. So always proposes and disposes. That is the tendency of the mind. But higher than the mind is our intelligence, which is the decision body, which says yes or no to the so-called demands of the minds. Therefore, our intelligence, which is Puranjana, needs to be purified, needs to be, nourished with association, nourished with Bhagavatam, nourished with devotees, nourished by hearing the pastimes of the Lord. And the intensity of the attraction which we possess in this material world, if we can have some attraction, the nama, rupa, guna, lila of the Lord, then our life can be perfect. This nama, Krishna's name, Krishna's roop, Krishna's body, is so beautiful. Krishna's qualities, Krishna's guna, so many amazing qualities, and Krishna's leelas are so wonderful. If we get immersed in these four things, if we do this kirtan of four things in our life, then we can leave this lower raga, lower attachment of this material world, which is always binding to us being in this world. Our intelligence, our mind is always bound by this. So we should pray to the Supreme Lord, oh Supreme Lord, please help us to develop a raga, a great attachment towards your nama, your rupa, your guna, and your lila. So if we keep begging, keep praying to the Supreme Lord, and practicing our spiritual life, we can certainly achieve this state. Yesterday, I was hearing a speaker. He was sharing that he has seen certain devotees whose ears are, so much accustomed by hearing the names of Lord Ram. Is so much accustomed that he cannot, for some time, if he do not hear the names of Lord Ram, he become impatient. Oh my goodness, such a state. There are so many great souls. Their ears are conditioned to hear the names of the Lord Ram so much. We should pray all these senses, which are often get attracted and diverted. And so this material world, let all of our senses being engaged in the service of the Lord, and always get attracted by the Lord. So the eyes are the root cause, because the eyes are the main thing which sees the form. The way Bilvamanga Thakur was also seeing the form of the woman, they are the entry gate, which sees and then bring proposal to our mind. So then when he sees that, he demands, and then what does he do? He takes a pins. He asks, oh Mata, give me those pins. These eyes are causing problem, my previous tendency, and he takes those pin and plug out his eyes. Oh my goodness. So this is how this pastime is. So text 26 onwards. Now Puranjanam being attracted by the Lord, by the woman, he's talking to her in a very attractive way, and asking him very beautiful questions. Where you are coming from? Who are you? Whose daughter you are? You appear very chaste. What are the purpose of your coming here? What you are trying to do here? So please explain all this to me. So these are the questions Puranjana asked to him. Sure, Prabhupada, just see, this is the nature of the great soul. Although this is all our material question in one way, from Puranjana to that woman, and Srila Prabhupada connects that very beautifully to the aphorism of Vedanta Sutra, Tato Brahma Jigyasa, that these are the questions one should ask ourselves. These are the most important questions we should ask to himself, that who am I, where I have come from, who is my real father, what is my purpose of coming in this material world. So Srila Prabhupada again writes that everybody, including animals, humans, are just busy in the primary necessities of life, eating, mating, sleeping, defending, just making plans after plans for peace enjoyment. Dogs, cat, tiger, always busy, trying to do this, trying to defend. And, if our intelligence of our humans also is busy in doing all these things, then what kind of human we are if we do not ask these questions? This is how Srila Prabhupada connects this thing. Text 27. Again, he's letting that the woman is guarded by 11 strong bodyguards. And who are those 10 specific servants? So there are 10 specific servants. Who are these women following up the 10 servant? And who is the snake that is presiding you? So this is a paraphernalia of the woman. The safety bodyguards, a snake, servants, they're protecting her. Srila Prabhupada writes the 10 strong servants are of the mind are the 5 working senses, karmendriya, and 5 jnanendriya, 5 knowledge acquiring senses. And all these 10 senses agitates the mind. And all this, the mind works under the intelligence, and under this mind are these 10 different senses. And the snake is represented to the vital life force, which is the snake, which is present. So this senses gives rise to the material desire, the ichha dvesha samudvena. These senses give rise to material desire and bring proposal to the mind, and one after another, then proposal goes to the intelligence. The intelligence has to decide. That is how, this is a cycle. Prabhupada writes, the living entity is known as Puranjana, is embarrassed by such paraphernalia and all these different sources of anxiety. And who leaves all business to him is freed from such anxieties. Text 28. Again, now Puranjana is glorifying. He is flattering with so many beautiful words to that same woman. If we should also have, instead of flattering the people of this world or some, beautiful woman of this, let me flatter my Lord, Supreme Lord. Let me use some nice word in his glorification and flatter him instead of flattering the so-called people. He's flattering now the woman, telling that, oh dear beautiful girl, oh dear beautiful girl. He's telling that Vagra Rama Patim. So Vag is Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Rama is the goddess of fortune. So he's, and Bhavani, the wife of Lord Shiva, is telling, are you Bhavani, wife of Lord Shiva? Are you Saraswati, the goddess of learning? Or are you Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune? Who are you? And you are present in this forest. You are searching for your husband, whoever your husband may be. Simply that you are faithful to him, he will come to possess all opulences. So he's telling that whoever your husband will be, he'll be, he has all the opulences. And then he glorifies her like this, comparing to the goddesses. And then telling them, okay, but I see you are so beautiful in this, but I don't see a lotus flower in your hand. So he knows that, the goddesses carry the lotus flower. And he's now he's telling, oh, I don't see the lotus flower. Then he's telling, oh, did you throw that lotus flower somewhere? Oh my goodness, what kind of flattery of words are this? Did you throw this lotus flower somewhere else? My goodness. So this is how he flatters. So Srila Prabhupada again writing the bhoga ichha, the desire for enjoyment, that one who is attracted by such desires become conditioned in the material world, and one who is not so attracted attains liberation. This again, there's a entire discussion or entire lecture on this topic of attraction. It's a very nice topic, attraction. So, text 29. Again, the flattery goes on that I see you are none of the women, and I see that you don't have lotus flower, you don't, and your feet are also touching the ground. Generally the goddesses, their feet don't touch to the ground. So you are none of those. So okay. Srila Prabhupada writes a nice thing that every woman in this world wants her husband to be very influential, rich, and powerful. Puranjana, to seduce the girl, introduce himself as such a personality. So it's not like that Puranjana is, he's, of course, he's having such desires. But going to the other side, a woman also desires, my husband should be influential, rich, powerful in every way. And she also wants to enjoy. And Puranjana is representing like this to him. Srila right? In this material world, whether one be a man or a woman, so it's a general now, being a man or being a woman, one wants to enjoy. A man wants to enjoy a beautiful woman, and a woman wants to enjoy a powerful, opulent man. Text 30 onwards. Again, he's now openly coming up. Openly, now the words of flattery goes to the open expressions, telling that you have attracted or agitated my mind, your smile, so glorifying the limbs, limbs of the body, your smile, your shyness, and it's very attracting. And but at the same time, lust is agitating the most beautiful cupid within me. So the cupid within me is getting very much agitated. So now he's begging, so please be merciful upon me. So this is how our intelligence gets subdued, when we don't have the higher knowledge. So Srila Prabhupada writes, Srila Prabhupada writes very, very beautiful statement in these purports. So I request you to go through this. Srila Prabhupada writes, everyone has lusty desire within, and as soon as they're agitated, the cupid within immediately throws his arrow at the heart and immediately get conquered. So, and when one is conquered by these lusty desires, the senses are attracted by the Vishaya. All these are the Vishaya. Text 31 onwards. Again, the glorification of the girl continues. That, oh dear girl, your face is beautiful. You have a nice eyebrows. Instead of singing the song of oh Krishna, like Madhurastakam. Krishna, your voice is sweet, your walk is sweet, your eyes are beautiful, your mouth is beautiful. Everything is beautiful about the Lord. So he is doing his Madhurastakam of that girl. So your everything is so beautiful and sweet. That your nice eyebrow, your eyes, your haircut is also mentioned. Nice haircut. And your sweet sound, wow, Krishna. That your shyness, you don't see me face to face. Oh wow, that is one of the nice quality. Shyness is the very good quality of a woman. And so kindly raise your hand and tell me. Prabhupada quotes, Ichha Devesha Samudvena Dvanda Mohana Bharata. The dualities of desire and hate, Ichha and Dvesha. Prabhupada writes that this condition of life is called avidya, ignorance. And we are in, so we need to awaken ourselves, from this ignorance and ask the question, inquiries, where I've come from, what I'm doing, where I'm gonna go, who is my Lord, why I'm being in this material world. Once who ask these questions, inquiries, sincerely, serve the devotees, serve the spiritual master, humbly, and eventually this intelligence get cleaned from all this lusty material propensities. Then Narad Muni 32 onwards, he continues that when Puranjana got so much attracted to enjoy, the girl is also attracted. So after flattering, sharing everything, the girls get attracted by the king. Srila Prabhupada writes, this attraction is unacted on the platform of sexual life. So the Puranjan also wants to enjoy, and the woman also wants to enjoy. So the principles of attraction. Text 33. Now the girl is replying to the queries which Puranjana has asked. She's replying because he has asked her where you have come from, who is your father and everything. So she's telling that I don't know where I have come from, who has begotten me. I cannot tell you exactly about that. I don't know the names. I I don't know the origin of the associate with me. So she doesn't know. She's ignorant of her own origin, everything. So Srila Prabhupada also write that the so-called, philosopher, scientist, politician, carrying big padavi, big post, position, so much, puja, labha, pratishtha, so many so-called heroes, so many nationalism, thisism, thatism, so many important scientists. They also don't know this question, where they have come from, what is their origin, trying to do some Brahma Jigyasa of this material world, some combination of chemicals and this cells and that cells and this black hole and that black hole, and this is the origin of life, commenting, speculating, making their theories, so-called hypotheses, and blah, 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 filling up thousands of research papers with all the garbage and thinking them to be so-called intelligent class of this world. So Srila Prabhupada tells them they all are the cheaters and not asking the real question. Text 34 onwards. She is again telling that, oh, great hero. Now she is also flattering. Oh, great hero. Because she has been glorified enough. Now her turn to glorify. That we are existing in this place. We don't know what will come after. So no need to worry about future. Enjoy. And indeed, we are foolish that we don't care to understand about this thing. So Srila Prabhupada tells the lack of Krishna consciousness is called ignorance. So, see, we are all born ignorant, but Srimad Bhagavatam opens our eyes. The devotees opens our eyes. The spiritual masters opens our eyes. We should worship them. They are the great devotees who are helping us to walk on this path of self-realization. So they are helping us to remove our ignorance. They are helping us to be engaged in the service of the Lord. And we may create, so many nationalism, philanthropy, internationalism, and this or thatism, and so many things. And these all are the principle of ignorance, avidya. Text 35. Again telling that, next verse she tells, my dear gentleman. Earlier, oh great hero, now my dear gentleman. All these men and women are known as my friends. So she's telling that they are my friends, the servants, the snake. And they always remain awake, protecting the city, even during my sleeping hour. So even protecting her own body. And I don't know anything beyond this. So I explained this part. Now, in the end, text 36, she's telling that, again, addressing her, oh, killer of the enemy. Oh, great hero, oh, killer of the enemy, oh, dear gentleman, my dear gentleman. She's telling that this is a great fortune we have met, and I wish all auspicious things to you. And you have expressed a great desire to satisfy your senses. and all my friends, trying to satisfy you and fulfill your desire. And Srila Prabhupada quotes 2241, Vyasatmika buddhi reko hi kurunandana bahushakanantascha buddhayo vyasainam. That those who are on the spiritual path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. What is their aim? To love Krishna, to serve Krishna, to please Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. That is a purpose, and to develop the seva vritti. Whenever seeing something attractive, seva vritti, how can I use? Oh, in the end, I beg from all the devotees. It's very easy to speak, to say all this thing, but takes a lot to implement. So I'm not at all qualified, and I sincerely beg at all of your lotus feet that please pray for me that I can also imbibe these qualities in my own life. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Harinam Kirtan Prabhu. Wonderful class, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hari Om, Hare Krishna.